Hi, thank you for introduction. My name is Tomáš Štěpánek, as Zdeněk said, and I want to show you a workflow tool which is called Xeelo. Using Xeelo, you can configure most complex processes without any programming knowledge, and every company wants to get rid of so-called hidden workflow processes which can be represented by emails, Excels, even papers, and so on. With this kind of approach, things are never fully controlled. So with Xeelo, you can rid of all of this and put this on one place. You can also access this application via mobile app or approve requests by email, as I will get to that point later. Also, why am I presenting this at all? Not only because that it's an interesting tool as a standalone application, but also you can easily integrate it with Blue Prism. So Blue Prism Robot can be actually part of your workflow as well. Yeah. There are really various areas where Xeelo can be implemented. In this slide, there are some of them enlisted just to demonstrate examples of Xeelo usage. So it can be used in, for example, human resources, IT operations, and so on and so on. There are only a few of them. The Xeelo can really cover almost anything. So when you turn on Xeelo, you can see all tasks in one place if you have rights to them. As you can see on the computer screen on this slide, there are colored highlighted bars, which is called object types. And for example, it can demonstrate the department in your company, like HR or finance, etc. Every item below that particular highlighted bar is called object, and it demonstrates your process or your task. So when you click on it, you will see enlisted tasks, and yeah, every task has its own priority, so you can decide which you want to do first, then second, and so on. In today's world, almost everything we can handle from our mobile phones. Think about the situation when you sit on some meeting and your colleague wants to approve something as soon as possible for some reason. With Xeelo, you simply get a notification to your phone, and with a few clicks, you're done. It can be used for approvals or even for some more complicated processes where you have to provide information like photos, GPS coordinates, or you can even read barcodes with it. Also, you can configure Xeelo for sending email notifications when somebody finishes the tasks and needs to be approved. You do not actually have to go to the application for approval, and you can manage it directly from your mailbox. So that's simple as that. Zero code in every situation. All Xeelo configuration is zero code. Even most complex processes you can handle without any programming. As you can see on the picture on the right side, you can create really complex approval workflow but just by creating a graphic diagram. So Xeelo is actually a blank platform which you can configure just whatever you want. And we get to the last slide, and I think it can be the most interesting for some of you. How is Xeelo actually licensed? For that, there are two types of Xeelo users. That is requestor and processor. Requestor is user that starts tasks by submitting new requests, and this user is always free. Second type of user is a processor. Processor is a user who processes requests, approves, and moves requests further. This type of user is paid. So for example, if you have 10 employees that are supposed to enter their timesheet in this Xeelo, they will be all free. Then you have, for example, their manager who has to approve it. So this is processor, and that's one license. If further in the workflow there has to be some other approval or something, that's one more license, and so on. Okay, so thank you everybody for listening, and if you have any questions, ask me.
Thank you, Tomasz, for description of Xeelo workflow tool. You were saying that there is zero code required. How you were phrasing that. So what knowledge is actually required to design or define a new workflow in Xeelo?
I think it can be compared to the Blue Prism. When you were learning Blue Prism, you had some training or some PDF document, and I think it's really similar. You have a really good knowledge base on forum.xeelo.com, where you can find some basic trainings, and you can go through all of it, and you will learn some basics. Or yeah, you can tell us as a NEOOPS, and we can train you as well.
Mm-hmm. There is another question, probably the last one, which we have time for. So is there any possibility for digital signature in Xeelo, and could Xeelo be suitable for replacing paper-based flows?
Well, I must say that I don't actually know this, so sorry, but well, I will look at that, and as soon as this workshop is over, I will know the answer.
Okay, so because you are dropping, or there is some background noise when you are speaking, so we will answer that question probably in the afternoon session or in the document which we will compile for all the questions. So no worries, it will get answered, and the answer will be yes or no, or how to do it. So once again, thank you, Tomasz.
There was two questions. One was the digital signature, and second one
for replacing paper-based flows. But I'm not sure whether Tomasz is going to be heard properly, because at least myself, I couldn't hear him properly.
Sorry, but the answer should be that Xeelo is
yeah.
So Xeelo is designed to actually replace the paperwork flow. That's the clear answer.